as a leader, are you really setting the stage when it comes to leveraging AI? Because let's be honest, your people in your team, they do use AI on a daily basis. But are they doing this in a productive, impactful way? And are you sharing the learning among others? Today, I had a workshop with almost 10 AI enthusiasts. They were founders or leaders for important SaaS companies. But the thing what really stood out to me is their basic level of AI, which is fine. But you as a founder or a leader, you need to lead, you need to enable in order to become more productive and more impactful with AI in your organization. And let's be honest, if you're then working with AI, typically what I see is that you have a very generic database. You're just using OpenAI or Gemini or Claude, and you have a very basic level of prompting. But what if you change this with a very specific LLM, very specific questions tailored to you as a revenue leader, a founder, or IC? What will be then be the outcome, and what will then be the impact and the productivity gain? Since 3 years, I'm collecting all kind of GTM signals, whether it's on LinkedIn, podcast, you name it. I will give you briefly some overview of how that looks. A very rich database of podcast and LinkedIn posts, all fully dissected by Notion AI into really practical key learnings. These are connected towards eventually a vector database. And behind that database, there are all different kind of assistants created, co-pilots, deep workflows, which have become part of the GTM OS. On the left side, you have the different databases and you have the possibility to add your own database. And just to understand how that works when you are, for instance, in OpenAI building your own GPTs, you can easily create API calls, meaning you can connect databases. Yes, you can connect them through uploading files, or you can leverage API calls, like we have, for instance, done with these very rich databases. And by connecting those databases, we are able to pull really specific data and information. Then the second thing, we've added something special because in your context, if I really know who you are, your profile, your persona, your ARR range, your industry, your type of customers, your team size, your biggest revenue challenges, then the AI can guide you way more specific. And that's what we've built with the onboarding assistant. It is a deep prompt with loads of questions on your current situation. It is saved eventually by an email address into the database. And every time when you want to start a new workflow and leverage one of the assistants, only what you have to pull is your email address. And it directly starts to understand who you are. And based on that, it can actually start making way more tailored and relevant output. And that's the GTM OS ecosystem. And this is just the start. And therefore, it is important for everyone. Make sure you are as specific as possible. In order to get good output, you need, and I will just go back, you need to make sure you have a good specific LLM. You have deep proven workflows to really get the right output. And by making this personal, in this case with the example, and everyone can build this, the onboarding assistant, we copy or we have a mimic of who you are as a user, and therefore we can become way more relevant. This is not magic. We've built this with just learning by doing. And I really hope to trigger anyone else, build specific LLMs, build specific GPTs, and make them interconnected. So eventually you can really help yourself, your team with good outcomes, which eventually help you gain productivity or gain impact in hopefully your revenue cycles. If you're interested, you want to learn more, move over to Substack where I share all the learnings, because we only get better and we only make more impact with AI if we keep sharing our learnings. See you over there in Substack.